Welcome to the OAPN Podcast with your host, Adarsh Sakare. No bullshit, no cuts. 100% raw conversations with 0% fucks to give. We don't encourage the consumption of alcohol, but if you want to open up a cold one while you watch this, it's not a bad idea.
Welcome to episode number 109 of On a Personal Note with Adarsh Sakare. Today is a different setting. Before I talk about it, on 108 we had Vinay Music, quite an episode. It was honestly it was nice to meet Vinay. Very sweet setting, and there's a long way to go for Vinay. So if you haven't watched that episode, you should definitely watch that. Today, before I speak a little more about where I am and who I'm with, let's say hi to the guest, Sanjeev. Welcome on the show. Welcome on the podcast. How are you?
I'm surviving, doing good.
Thanks for letting us in here.
Hey, thanks for them letting us in.
That is the... Oh, I like that. Thanks for them letting us in. Anyway, so we are at Prani today, and Sanjeev is the owner of this place. Sanjeev has had this place for, a decade now?
Yeah, with animals, I would say more. Prani, almost 8-9 years. Yeah.
Prani, about 8 to 9 years. So, for me, I think the knowledge of Prani came through my friend Seal here. So, Seal, when I started working with Seal, he told me about this place. I got to know, and then I think after that, I just kept hearing about Prani, right? And it would be usually families planning it over the weekend, the kids getting really excited about it, and I think generally it was part of many conversations that I used to be a part of. So it started to intrigue me about what this place is, and here we are. I mean, we thought of much different places to set this up, but Sanjeev insisted, this is a place. So today is quite a different setting even for me, but it's exciting. It's exciting for sure. I think you'll have a lot of Emus walking around. You'll have a lot of people trying to ensure our equipment is safe as well. There you go, while I was speaking. So welcome to the episode. Let's get into it. Sanjeev, thanks again. Thanks for doing this. How's life, man? Let's start with that. Are you happy?
Oh, of course. I'm really happy. I don't think I would have a better life than this, man.
Really?
You're waking up to so many animals, waking up to a beautiful team, waking up in the outdoors, not heard a honk in the last 4 hours, man. Where do you get that,
True.
Yeah.
True.
So I think this is the life, I'm very blessed, for what I have got, and I'm really happy. Yeah.
There's no, do you ever think of an alternate life? I mean, because again, right, at the end of the day, Prani takes a lot of your time.
Yes, definitely.
What's the alternate life? By the way, Pramar.
But when you have so much of animals, and when you've already taken up their responsibility, it is going to be a part of our life. This is going to be the core. On a long run, I really want to someday get into a little bit of conservation as well, but still trying to figure out what is conservation itself. That itself is a huge question mark on what's the right thing to do. So right now we have been staying with education, so definitely a lot of education, definitely with kids. That's going to be a part. Animal education and kids is definitely going to be a part of our life, and slowly wildlife conservation to it later. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so maybe we'll go back a little. Yeah. This is the first time I'm meeting you. I don't have much, too many details about you, so don't mind me asking some of the basic questions. Because this is also me meeting you and me wanting to record this, right? So Sanjeev was born and brought up where?
Unfortunately, Bangalore.
Unfortunately, wow. No, that's a first on the podcast. So I'm very intrigued. Why do you say that?
I think, for a person like a lot of me, a lot of people like us, outdoors is something which has, changed our life. And when we are growing up, Bangalore is, you're always in the city, you don't have much chances to get connected with the outdoors. So I think I spent a lot of my time, unfortunately, trying to do something called schooling, which really didn't help. I got kicked out of 8 schools. So you can tell me in any areas of Bangalore. Oh, just can't handle the classroom. You can't put one ADHD person inside a four wall. And I'm not saying it's just me. I know a lot of friends in the same classroom.
Okay.
You know, out of 100 kids, I would say 40% of those kids, even now, needs to be in the outdoors. And man, it's as simple. Do you believe that we grow from the age, 1 to 20, 21, then we stop, right? There's not much of growth happening, you know. And what have you done till 20 years of your life? You sit inside a classroom and stare at a black wall. You're killing up your own children's potential to grow up, at 100%.
Yeah. Grow to be themselves.
Yeah,
basically.
that's not. See, you can play a guitar. We can learn how to play a guitar for the next 3 months and probably play 2 songs. But imagine if you had given a guitar at the age of 5 or 6, your fingers, your body, your brain would have fine-tuned to playing a guitar. Name one sportsman who's finished his engineering and then got into sports. All this is, and these are one of the most highest paying jobs. And what are we doing? Sitting, one teacher, one subject. And it's clearly not working out. Ask around anybody here, what did you study? What are you doing? What did I study? What am I doing?
Truth.
Yeah. So it's clearly not working out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't deny that. Thanks for bringing that up. So you got kicked out of these schools just because, it's not you. I mean, you were.
I would be physically present, mentally dead.
So you were not scoring marks?
Not
Were you
at
creating
all.
trouble as well?
No. Not really. Not till I, probably from 7th, 8th standard, I became a rebel. Till then, I was very scared and submissive. Like, okay, let me try, but nothing goes into my head. And then, you have parents are really worried, like, what's he going to do? And in Kannada, they always used to, say, Inge madre emme mesak biಡ್ತೀನಿ, you'll have to go graze the buffaloes. And now when mom calls, what are you doing? I'm like grazing emus, grazing that. So that's been there. So they were very, very worried. But I was very good with sports, I plays, we did a lot of theatre, we did a lot of sports. In fact, back in that time in my 7th grade itself, I set up B&M Friends for Nature, a nature club in my school, and which went really, really well, and they're still active.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you finished school, you didn't finish school?
Kind of somehow finished school. I did my 10th standard after running away for a couple of years.
You ran away?
Oh yeah, I quit home about 5-6 times, and every time my dad would find me or mom would find me in 2-3 days and give me one tulping and bring me back. I think the 7th time I made them sit and I said, this is not working, let me go. So,
you ran away during school?
Oh yes.
So you are a Kannadiga, Sanjeev?
Yes.
Is it? You're a Kannadiga.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
And when you used to run away, where would you go?
Oh, the first time in 6th, 7th standard, I thought I'll just run away to Majestic bus stand, pick up a bus and figure out what life has to do at $700. So I started running from my apartment, and my mom called the neighbor uncle and said, he's been running, can you go? So he came on a bike chasing me. I said, come sit. So that was my first runoff. Then slowly, the second or third or fourth runoff, I think I took on a bus and went straight to Madras Croc Bank, asking them for a job. So I went to Chennai, I stayed at a friend's place, and then I said, see, I ran off home and I need to find a job and I need to work with animals and stuff like that. He's like, oh yeah, okay, we'll figure out something. And then he called my father and said, hey, your son is here, please come back. So they had to come all the way.
This was also
Chennai.
a time when your parents didn't have phones, I'm guessing?
Oh yes,
or was it?
Yes, they did have, but not to a, where everybody had
Everybody
a phone.
had
Yes,
it.
yes, so it was a challenge.
So when you're missing, you're actually missing?
Yeah.
You have siblings?
No.
Oh man. So your parents really had trouble.
Big time trouble, bro. I mean, if I want to get into my trouble scene, a couple of police station scenes, a couple of, we've got into some big trouble.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So there was no pre-university education, there was no...
No, so post that, so my mom took me to Nimans, and then they said,
why she? Oh,
in the
they
head.
thought you're...
Yeah, special need.
You're off.
Now it is special need. Back then it was called slightly mental. Okay. So now there's different words called dyslexic and special need, abled and all of that. Back then slightly mental. That's how it was put across. So that guy, Niman, said, no, it's not going to work for him. You'll have to take him to some kind of a special school. So my mom really was. She flipped.
There was no place for you.
No place. Then we figured out somewhere in Atinagar there's a place called Banjara Academy. So we went to Banjara Academy. There that person said, hey, no, there's nothing like that. He's very smart. I think you need counseling. And go and, get him to a place called Pathshala. Then I became a true product of Pathshala, which is...
What is Pathshala?
It's run by my mentor, I would say. Her name is Kavita. Or till my 10th standard, how to talk, how to run a life, everything was taught there. It started off as a tuition, but she took up more than 35-40 kids who were all, thrown out of schools, and she's like, come, let's do something together. So we were all a bunch of special need kids. We were all a bunch of kids who are also going to normal school, but they can't understand what the teachers say, so they need different kind of education.
So what is it, a home?
Yeah, it was a 3-bedroom house, and we all used to chill there. And I think about 6-7 years of my life, man, everything happened.
So what, from 14 to 20?
Yeah, 6th or 7th standard, I would say, 6th, 7th standard. Till I did my 10th, which then I did 3 years of first PUC. So till then it was her, and then she finally said, so then I took up seriously. I did other courses, I went to, and I studied a lot. She was like, so it was not like I couldn't study or I didn't want to write or anything. I didn't want to do those subjects. So post that, then we started working on a lot, experiential education is something which is ultimate. I started working. I used to run multiple NGOs. I became a rescuer. From rescuer, then I also attended a couple of programs in Crocodile Bank. At that time, I got to know they're opening a research station in Agumbe, which is the first India's rainforest research station. So I said, I really want to go there. And they said, we just need somebody who can talk Kannada and understand, And I'm like, my Kannada is super good and that's the only thing I can do. So I went there. I volunteered there for 2-3 months. They really liked my work. They said, why don't you come join us? So I said, yeah. So it became 6 months and I said, give me my salary. Then they took my Aadhaar card and all. I said, man, you're not at 18. You can't be hired. You come back when you're 18. So 6 months I came back, waited till my birthday. And the day I was 18, I was back in Agumbe. I worked there for almost a year and a half, tracking king cobras, understanding the whole forest, trying to do photographs, looking at those beautiful amphibians coming out. That was something, I think that is cool. That's why when you say, why not Bangalore? I would say if a child is grown up in the outdoors, there is so much of learning. And also, it will give them a very good balance. Morning you get up, you're having a load of sugar, and then you're going into a classroom and sitting. How is that child going to do, man? So I think that gave me a lot of learning. I met a lot of researchers, then understood, okay, if you want to do something in this field, you have to have, some kind of a skill set. So that's when I think my life became very serious. In 2009.
So there had to be this professional outlook that had to begin, because there was a future that was supposed to be structured as well. You can't just keep...
The word structure is very scary.
I understand.
But, and again, more than professional or structure, I would say knowledge is important. Once you gain that knowledge, everything else comes by itself. Only when we don't have that deep knowledge is when we are trying to sit and have a suit and trying to say what I'm trying to say makes sense. Otherwise, if you have experienced it, you don't give a damn about and this is how it's going to be. Life is an unwashed bum. That's my quote. And only we can wash it.
Life is an unwashed bum.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So just to get a little more context, what was your father into? What did he do?
My dad did a lot of wiring and electrical work and stuff like that. But more than that, been very close to mum and stuff like that. Mood. So I've been more of my mums, my aunts, my uncles. So I've got a couple of mums and couple of fathers, I would say. They were super worried again. But again, my mom is also completely she studied, she did all her degrees, she taught in a school, and then she's like, one day she woke up and said, you know what, I don't want to do this. And I think at some 32, 33, she decided to be an actress. and then she took that
Oh yeah,
path.
Seal was telling me. Yeah.
Then she took that path, and now she's done more than 150 movies, man, and she's one of the most respectable artists, I would say, in the Kannada industry. So she, that was her path. So that was also like, oh wow, you could actually, get out and do something. Yeah.
So so she was kind of supportive of no.
She would have been supportive.
So what was her expectation of you?
Get into theatre, get into acting.
Okay,
why
so
you
she
running
wanted you to
behind
go.
dogs? Why
She wanted you to go on her path.
If you can't do education, get into some camera work, and it's a great deal also. You know,
It's good money.
But not for me, man. I wanted to run behind an animal which is running, catch it, hold it, and bring it back home. That's all I wanted to do.
So you had pets growing up?
It took me 15 years to convince my parents to bring in my first dog home, which lasted 6 months.
Today, how many do you have?
It hits about 950, 960 right now, animals, and more than 40 individuals, 40 species, I would say.
So all those schools that said...
They've all visited Prani. I've gone and taught in those schools. I've done multiple lectures for the schools. In fact, we did a teacher training program in one of those schools.
Wow.
That was the most fun thing. It was my give back to all the teachers. So we gathered up some 50, 60 teachers. We had this dark aquarium, all these boxes which completely covered. And we had this group of teachers. Every teacher has to call and say, okay, now you tell me how much of a stretch zone or how much of a willingness or how much of a curiosity or how much of a risk taker are you? Let's check in these boxes. One had a rabbit and everybody's like, oh, nice. The other one had a cockroach. They're like, yuck, no way. Then the other one had a frog. Then the other one had a snake where it's a panic. So now most of the teachers only touch rabbits. So if the teacher itself doesn't want to take risk, I'm not saying she should handle the snake. She could have at least touched the frog. She could have at least touched the roaches. So I'm saying none of you are, and how do you expect us to do our homeworks, going home? So they were all like, it was a wake-up session for a lot of teachers.
No, the reason I asked you about the number of pets is we talk about if people are successful or not. So again, it comes down to what definitions of success people have, right? For me, you going from 1 to 960 is a pretty successful story.
That is only in Prani. Otherwise, from the last 15, 16 years, I've been handling the whole wildlife rescue. We've been picking up a lot of reptiles. We've been picking up a lot of other animals also, which has reached different organizations, one. And very proudly, I would say, forget the number 960 animals owning. These 960 animals have come to us.
Yeah.
That is, when we set up the pet sanctuary, when we ran it for a couple of years, I had so many investors walk in and say, boss, chalo, let's do 20 in the city. 5 in Delhi, 5 there, 5 here, we'll give you 20 crores, let's set it up. I'm like, wow, that sounds great, but where are we going to get these animals? Aquarium mein mil jata, how much is it? So one guy came up and did like a quote with all my animals and said, hey man, you pay, a couple of lakhs, 60 lakhs, you get all your animals. None of our animals are also fancy. People come and say, I went there, they gave me a nice big bird, macaw, why don't you do that? You've got so many people coming in, charge 100 rupees, get a picture, something for them to take back. We said, no, we're not going to do it. Because most of those birds where you see either they've got clipped wings or they're purchased birds. They come here and say, we pay a ticket. I don't see those birds. I said, yeah, be happy. We have not rescued them. They don't need rescue. So every animal here has a story. Maximum out of 900 animals, 950 animals, maybe 10 animals we have to buy. Because nobody wants to give us a sheep which is rescued. We have to show the kids. Or some of them are social animals. We only get one. We keep it for 1.5, 2 years. Then we know it needs a partner. So that's when so out of 950, only 10, 20, max, my fish, things like that we have to buy. Otherwise, man, most of the fishes, most of our dogs, everything is rescued. And that is what has made Prani, Prani.
Yeah, I was going to say that, right? Just the vibe of the animals itself. It's so calm and relaxed.
Exactly.
Which is because that is the environment in which they were brought into. They are not against what you have made here. In fact, they are thankful. They're pretty happy with where you've brought them, what you're doing with them, which may not be the case in a place where you have the $100 wala.
They're forced there. So that's why a lot of pet sanctuaries are also coming up in Bangalore right now.
Okay.
My only request to them is keep it as educative as possible. Don't spoil this into another. We have had people who wants to come and shoot. They're ready to pay 60,000-70,000 a day. We have got couples coming in. Can we do photo shoot for 20,000 rupees? Wedding shoot. We have to say a no to all of it. You know, corporate programs, CSR programs, man, these are the places they would love because there's enough activity happening here, there's enough people coming out here, but we say no to it. We want to keep it as an educator space. We want to keep it as rescue itself. It's very easy for us to scale up, and we have reached a point where you name it, we can go buy it and bring it here. We would never ever do it. We don't even consume eggs which has been produced here, bro. That doesn't mean we are trying to preach, you know, don't eat meat or anything. It's their choices. You know, we order meat for our dogs and other animals. You know, it would be very sustainable to, you know, grow our own meat and healthy meat and give them, but just that whole vibe of growing up with an animal and then letting go, it doesn't make sense. And we have so many kids. This is another thing. You go to any pet sanctuaries, of course, Seal, who's standing here, has worked here. His father has worked here from the last, 8 years. It's the same animals, man. It's the same animals. This is something very, very cool. Our hens are 8-year-old. You know, wherever you go.
In comparison to what?
Go to other sanctuaries, zoos. What is our new animal today? What happened to the old ones? It's always a new edition. Reels are all new edition.
What happened to the old ones? Wow. So again, I understand. I mean, it goes back to who you are as Sanjeev and what principles and what you feel about the animals and the reason you're doing it. I think that's what it is. If the reason you're doing it is materialistic, then it's a different scene. How's life here for you? I mean, I'll tell you the things I thought of when I was thinking about your life here, right? So I don't know if you're a guy who watches Netflix. Do you watch Netflix?
Not much.
Not much, right? I don't know if you need.
I've not seen TV in the last 15 years, bro.
Do you go to movies? I mean, outside?
Once in a while, when all of these guys decide, let's go on a movie, like, we have gone for the latest Kannada movies, all of the boys, Otherwise, not even a movie buff. No Kannada, no here. English, none of it.
So, mostly you're here?
Here or by a river or by a mountain or trying to, I'm trying to move away. I'm like, hey, there's too many people coming here also. Let's go take a break.
And you're not married? I asked.
900 animals.
Tell me about that, right? I mean, I'm sure that's a conscious thought process.
Not really.
I mean, I'm sure I'm not going to ask you who you dated, but I don't know how that worked out. So I want to get a sense of so it's companionship, human companionship. How do you see it? At what level should it be there? I often find myself thinking, I really like my company. Like I love my company so much. It's going to be extremely hard for someone to understand the whole of it.
Same.
And I don't know if I want to spend a lifetime explaining the whole of it to another human being, right? Because then there's also the whole of that person. Now, I'm not against it, but there's so many other things I really got to get into, which is pulling me. So I want to see how you look at these
Similar thought process, bro. Similar thought process what I have, and also to add additional to it, it's not that women are ready to come leave the city and stay on a farm with 900 animals, That's there. But I mean that's not been like it's not that because of that that. 3, more than anything, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Just to get into this lifestyle and and mainly
I don't think you can get into it. That's the thing. You're either that or you're not. You're either that or you're not.
Yes, true that.
And that's where we, or rather men like us, face issues, is because we try to find women and hope they get into it. There's no getting in.
Makes sense.
If you're that, you're that. If you're this lifestyle, you're this lifestyle. If you're not, then
Makes sense. Absolutely makes sense.
it's hard.
Very hard. Very hard. And again, when you are with animals and such lovely people and in such a positive space, no woman can give you that love, bro. Like, hey, I've had 900 loves today. Like, what is next? Another one more. No, okay, fine. It becomes that. Especially when you're working with animals and you get that energy, you're not really, looking at where do I find my emotional support.
Yeah.
It's all very well taken care of, bro.
It's all there. Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, I would have been in a panic situation. In the city, I've had panic attacks. But here, after, not once. Not once. And no therapy, no tablets, none of it. Just get up in the morning, you look at the door and welcome the first challenge. Pani nahi aa raha hai, electricity is gone, that bird has run away, go cat, that bird is fighting with something, the dogs are being lost. That's how the day starts, and before you think about yourself, you're already, working.
Right at the start of the interview, you said for a person with ADHD, I still don't get the scientific definition, so I try to stay away from it because I don't want to say anything wrong. But what is it? I mean, if you're saying person with
high energy, and not able to channelize, that could be in different levels. There could be multiple levels to it. And it's not something happens to out of 100 kids, 2-3 kids, 40-50 kids are facing it. It's just that they're not able to. And these are the kids who will get into sports. Or these are the kids who will do something like boom, something completely out of the world.
Yeah.
And that's what is needed. That's what is exactly needed. So I think it's just high energy level and not able to channelize. Simple as that.
How do you, have you gotten better at channelizing it?
100%.
Do you still struggle
every day?
Yeah?
Every
like
day.
How? I
won't get hungry if I have not walked around the farm. If I'm at home, I don't feel like eating. And let me as simple as that. We have so much of energy, you don't feel like eating. And I can go for the whole day and not crib, not complaining or not being irritated that khana nahi mila mere ko. None of it. I would have forgotten. I'm like, what? 3:30? I have not even had breakfast. Okay, let me eat because my stomach's like, as simple as that.
In fact, sometime back I was going to ask you, Sanjeev, I hope you're not getting hungry because I'm going on with this interview. Now I got my answer. When you do you get invited to family functions, weddings?
No.
And how are they looking at Sanjeev and Prani now? Because
they
that's
look
really
at me
a
as a
different
Prani
life.
only. One more animal has come in. They call me Prani only now. No, my circle of friends. High respect. But back then, no. But right now, it's like, boss, you're living the life. We should have all like, what am I doing?
Back then, no.
Back then, what are you going to do? More than no respect, worried. Never like no respect. Oh, what is this guy? Never like that. Okay, you're doing great. You rescue animals and all. But then what? What's next? You can't just be. Literally, there were days. You come out. I'll be sitting on my bike in the RX, and first thing we do in the morning is me and my friend is open and see how much petrol is there. And we would little is there, another 5-6 kilometers would come, just wait there, staring at our phones. Suddenly one ring, and that'll be a snake rescue. And you don't even call or, you go there, you pick up the snake, and then they see your passion, and they pay you some $500. The first thing you do is fill up your tank with petrol so that you can run around for more rescues. We started our days like that. And now it's like, we have people coming in from other places saying, I want to work with you for a year. I want to do my veterinary. I don't know how to do it. I've only learned dogs and cats. Or can you mentor? So we get people like that. And my own family is like, tell us what to do, where to invest, how do we run this? So it's definitely there.
So it has changed. Must make you feel good.
doesn't matter, bro. It's just money, you know. That's what I'm saying. Whether it's there or not, I still drink Old Monk. You get it?
I completely get it, bro. I completely get it. There's no way
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, have you traveled abroad?
Yeah.
Okay, what countries have you seen?
I've seen quite a lot of countries, bro. I've seen at least 10 countries I would have seen. Yeah.
How's,
Bali,
I mean, I'm sure you've seen better establishments abroad compared to India.
Very
Or is
fine
that a
line.
statement
Very
to-
fine line. Of course,
I mean,
bigger establishment, expensive establishment, beautiful technology in those establishments. But if you look at their laws also, it's like, hey, after you do all this, if the bird has reached 8 years, you put a bullet down and you get another bird. Like, why? You know, and in the same establishment, you like something, you pay off, you can all, they'll cook it and give you also. Because finally, they all come under table meat. You understand? Their theory is, hello, it is table meat. We have designed it for table meat. Why can't you make emu biryani and eat, you know? As
So there's
simple
no
as
other place like Prani abroad.
that. Nobody wants to rescue it, man. Why will they'll have it on the table? As simple as that, you know.
That is the difference even if you, when you went
Which
abroad.
also makes sense. Why do you think India there's no solution for dogs? You know, Kerala did a culling program. Everybody went against India. I mean, Kerala. How could you cull? How could you cull? When there's a puppy, we are the one showing sympathy and feeding all the biscuits and making them grow till 6-7 months. Then they're not taken care of. Who's introduced these dogs? We have introduced these dogs. And unless and until we have a citizen science project program where every resident of that place would say, okay, hamara, our road dogs, we'll take care of it. Only then there'll be solution for dogs. Otherwise, if you are just saying government has not done anything, how are they going to do, dude? Machine rabies, neutered more than 75% of the dogs. And within the next year, we did a population count, it had become more than that. Because each female is giving 8-9 young ones, right? So, how are you going to do? There's no solution. So, other countries, they're very clear about it. We will rescue, we will invest thousands of dollars to fix that, and we will keep it out for 1 month for somebody to adopt. If not, we will kill it and get another dog.
Get another dog. Got it. Are you against non-vegetarian food?
Not at all, bro.
Okay. You're okay with
What I am
eating.
against is in the process where they have been coming, the process of transportation, the process of slaughterhouse, the process of farming, all that I'm against.
But you're not really against
Eating meat
eaters.
itself, I don't think so. I mean, for a lot of people, that is the only source of protein. We have made it commercial.
Yeah.
You know, we have made it that meat should be available anywhere. That was not the case before. No, in a village.
So
if they
that
cut
is
it-
the issue. It's not really meat eating.
Yes. Before in a village and all, if one guy is cutting his bakra, he used to at least share that meat with 10 people. You know, and that culture is still there right now. In village and all, they're eating much healthier and much better meat than anybody eating in 5-star hotel. Bro.
True.
You know, and I think that culture is sustainable. That culture is okay. The moment we are packing 100 and sending it in a transportation from a place A to place B, the whole system is fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, because I wanted to. What do you feel about vegans and?
Very good choice.
Okay.
It will definitely help the environment stretch a lot more.
Okay.
You know, if everybody turns, if the country is dying in 100 years, if everybody turns vegan, maybe 150 years. But that's not the solution for
what's really going on.
You as a personally, you will have a much healthier lifestyle, you will have better. But more than all of that, I think you should be more on, just live yourself in the outdoors for a better perspective.
So you don't, do you eat junk food? No junk food?
No, bro. I mean, it's not that, they will be...
You don't crave pizzas?
There are times when I go to the city, I'll go to the Namdari and everything and buy all the junk food and it'll stay on my table for months. And then I'm like, what have I done? Then one day call party and finish everything, never.
What's your usual go-to? What food do you? Is
like
it simple?
And I'm more of a rice.
Okay.
Working and how much ever I eat, I don't put on weight. I have a high metabolic rate. I take a dump like 4 times a day. So it's just like boom, 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 boom. It doesn't matter to me. Anything, no cribs.
Wow. What's a nice thing you've bought for yourself?
Oh man. Some fishing rods and tools and hooks. Yeah, I think that's my
What about
only-
machines? Bikes? Any bikes? Any cars?
I'm still stuck with my 2000-year-old RX 100 and I'm still a Jeep driver.
You don't want a fancy
Not
Range
for
Rover.
us. One day you are going to put an Emu inside. We are traveling. We see a big piece of
Range
wood.
Rover.
I had an Emu in my Jeep which jumped up and broke the windshield. Yeah, remember, we have had that. And wherever I go, I come back with something. If I'm going somewhere, I see a nice big rock that comes in, or if I see a nice piece of wood or a plant which is growing in the side and nobody is caring, that comes in. And for me, those are all just machines, bro. And I can't keep it clean, and I want them to be utility vehicles. Tomorrow, if I have to somebody is offering me 10 bags of busa for the animals, I would want to happily just put it in my vehicle and show vehicles and all. No.
So you don't really spend on.
My spending, if you look at the bill where I say this is for me, and spending would be travel, bro. That's where
Travel,
the big money goes, I would say, going somewhere. And my travel is not like go to Bangkok, gaga. No. I go to one place and sit there for a month and not go around. Feel that I love something called place-based education.
Place-based
Education.
Okay.
Yeah, understand their culture. So that kind of attending conferences and experiential education. So that's where a little bit. Otherwise, as for me,
You don't want a villa by the beach?
no, bro. It's such a dangerous thing to do, I would say. With this whole global warming and all, villa by the beach, you'll get washed away one day. Go enjoy the beach, come back, stay away.
Wow. Harsha put us in touch with you.
Yes.
Ideally, I was aware of your place because of Seal, but Harsha came forward and he said, bro, you haven't gone to Prani yet, like what the fuck are you doing, right? So first of all, thanks to Harsha for kind of sparking this whole thing. I'm sure you're aware of his work with lakes and restoring lakes and all of that.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about Harsha's work?
I think the future is all about restoration. The future is all about restoration and research. When I say research, it is research. It's not research, it's research. We have already
What was there?
Yeah.
You need to research it.
So everybody, when I say I'm a researcher, I'm basically saying I'm trying to research what's already been there. Because you can't research now, bro. Everything is being spoiled now. What are you going to research when you don't have the past there? So it's research. And I think that is very, very, as simple as growing in trees is good enough. It's a permanent, there's a nice word which I forgot, not bioindicators, basically things which gives out every day. There's a very good term which I'm not able to make. But yeah, I think that's very important. Restoration of water is very important. And we are not doing, I also spoke to him about it, and you guys, because you guys have cameras and stuff, you should do a documentary. This has been my dream from a long time. I've also named the documentary called Drop Dead.
Drop Dead. Okay.
Every raindrop which falls on a concrete is drop dead. And another thing is, we should somehow get a camera and put it in our toilets and flush it. And that's when Bengaluru will understand where they're getting their drinking water from.
It's fucked up or what?
This camera is going to go all the way, reach your Kengeri Mori, go to Arkavati, connect back to Kaveri and get pumped up as drinking water. Nobody is seeing this. Go open your Google Maps. See where your Kengeri Mori goes. Just go follow. It reaches Kaveri. Where you're getting your drinking water from? Kaveri. The people will say, no, this is after we take it goes to the Tamil Nadu border. Hello. Bacteria will not go in the flow. You know,
Go
wherever they want. You leave it somewhere 100 kilometers and drink water from here also, the same shit.
So, so we all have things that we are not happy with ourselves. Like if you ask me, I would say I hate that I'm not reading enough. Like I feel like I need to read more. I'm giving an example, but I think if I read more, and I already know what to read, I know there are a lot of changes I can bring about, but that's for me personally. It can be anything, right? But what is Sanjeev not doing that's pissing you off, that you would rather be doing it, but you're not?
I think getting back into my basic outdoor skills, bro.
Like
After
what?
coming here, it's become more like a management.
Yeah, that must be suffocating at times,
Very,
no?
very, very, very. Otherwise, I am a true guy who wants to be barefoot in the outdoors and trying to create education. That's where my niche is. And I think I've reduced that. And I'm trying to create a lot more people to do that, you know. But I somewhere feel that, you know, I need to get back to my basics, you know, no phones. I used to be a person with no phones. Only if I'm in Bangalore, you used to get to meet me. Otherwise, for 3 months, no phones. Like, you know, my parents used to be so worried, you know, call from 1 rupee coin booth. And then they'll call back, which town is this, where is he, you know, get an. So I think that getting back to basics, one. And two, also, personal like health and learning. I used to be a learner. Every year I used to pick up a skill. Every year I used to pick up a skill. It could be as basic.
You've done your adventure stuff, like
I've been
jumping off
a
and
lot. I used to jump off multiple cliffs, bro. Before Instagram, all that became famous, in awkward days, you could see me jumping off cliffs.
on scrapbook.
Yeah, how many cliffs? Jumped off cliffs, jumped off in a whirlpool in Sita Nadi, got stuck for 15-20 minutes. Some of the Nepali boys had to come and pull me out. And then we came out, got tired and all those stuff. And I'm like, I want to do it again. They're like, Pagal hai. Like, come, let's do. All 3 of us jumped back again. And they literally taught me how to come out of it also. Then I did my mountaineering. Then I'm an open water diver. I can surf, I can ski, I love flying kites. I've flied massive. I've done my paragliding. I've not done a course, but I've done a little bit of flying. I'm also, off-roading, quite a bit of off-roading in jeeps. Yeah, it goes on, man. And
Very
a lot
impressive.
of rescues. I can give you 100 rescue stories, which are very intense.
During these expeditions.
Bear inside a well. Leopard in Pepsi factory. I got a call once saying there's a dinosaur in Bangalore in Yalanka. Baby dinosaur. You know,
What
so
was it?
Those stories are amazing, man. I've seen a pangolin.
What is a pangolin? I don't even know what a pangolin is.
Bangalore has pangolin anteaters. A lot of people don't know that.
What is, because you brought this up, I'll ask this next. Yeah, so can you give me like a crazy experience where you shat your pants?
Multiple times.
One you gave me?
Multiple times. Where my dingleberries were out would be.
Dingleberries. Bro, what new vocabulary we have learned today. I must say, Prani is very educative.
Multiple times, though. I think one.
Give me one that really made you feel, man, this was too much, I think I went overboard here.
I think my dog Masi running around, dude, she's been the best example. I was out for 2-3 months with no signal and all those stuff. I don't remember. I was in Malaysia for a month or a half. Then I came back and my friends came all the way to the airport to pick me up. And we were all sitting in a car, and first thing we always do is, they'll give my phone and I'll turn on my phone. Like 1 month, what's happening? Turn on my phone, in 10 minutes I get a call. And I'm like, that's my rescue number. And it's beeping, 10 minutes here. And I picked up and they said there's a king cobra all the way in Kumar Parvata, Kukke Subramanya, which is about, 250 kilometers from there. So I said, let's go, the king. So we are in an Innova. My friend's got a fracture. So he's driving the Innova. And we are all there. We are 5-6 of us. And our dog who's sitting there, she also decides to come. So it takes about 5-6 hours, right? 250 kilometers. We took 8.5-9 hours because our man was very slow. He didn't want to share. So finally we reached the place. We had to hike for 1.5 kilometers. hiked up 1.5 kilometers, and it's a big coffee estate, and this guy is using pesticides, and that time he's seen this big king cobra there. No bag, nothing. So finally picked up somehow, the whole 8 hours, then 1.5 hours of walking, all that put together. We caught the snake within 10 minutes. We bagged the snake, we came back and we released, we wanted to release, sat in the Innova, every village is crapping, it's pouring out. We sat in the Innova trying to move, all 4 tires are stuck. So I'm there, the dog is there, the snake is there inside the Innova, and the whole villages are trying to do something. Then one guy is like, I have a 4x4 vehicle, Jeep I just picked up, I said bring it. He gave it, I bent down, there's no differential only. He's just seen the gear and said 4x4, there's no differential. And then he figured, it's only 2-wheel drive. Then it's on a road where tractor can't come in. So we're like, what? Literally every village it's a rainforest. They got their dry wood, which they save for the next 6 months, inside their house, and they built a road, bro. Literally a car went on the dry wood, and by the time we got out of that place, it became 10:30. The forest department said, we'll release, we have a small house, stay here. We all decided to stay there. We released the snake, and I took my dog, tied it to the window, and I'm like, okay, now I really need to relax, I've done this whole stuff and everything. One of the friends there, department, whoever, he called me, sir, come. I said, what happened? Sir, you are all 6-7 of us. I only had little bit of, booze. You want to put a peg? I said, yeah, why not? So we walked around. It's a nice one lighthouse. We walked about 100 meters, and there's a nice big cutte. So like this, we sat in the cutte. He sat and we were just talking. He put in a cutting. I only one drink, on 90-90, we drinking and I was just talking. At the far side of my eyes, I can see one of my friends. How could you tie a dog inside in the forest, let it be free? And he leashes her out. And in my head, I'm like, why is he doing that? The whole day she's been out. Now it's bedtime, let her go and sleep. I'm just thinking that, and I'm talking. My dog Masi she heard me and she started running in the dark. And I'm talking and I just see something running and it just jumps. And she wants to basically sit next to me. And that's a well, bro. It's a 60 feet well in the middle of a night with no electricity. Tamal, she falls in the well. I'm shouting, I'm already 90 down. The forest, everybody, we're shining torches and it's pretty 60 feet, man. And it's about 3 feet well and her hind legs are at the back wall and she's like this slowly slipping. I'm like, do something, get in a rope. And we got a rope, tied a bucket, sent it to her. She's not sitting on it. Then got in a rope also. The department guys are giving such big rope. 1 knot, I have to bend down and then do it. And we are like, get me a sleeping bag. We put in a sleeping bag. She didn't get up. Then we arranged cut the sleeping bag, add 2 ropes, sent it in. All this in 15-20 minutes in pouring rain. Oh. Then one of the villager came and said, sir, the only option is you get down. I said, me? How? He said, hold like this and go. So my adrenaline hit in and I just went down, bro, 60 feet straight down. And I sent the bucket, put Masi onto the bucket and I said, lift. She went 12 feet up and jumped back saying, you come with me. You can't stay here. So I put her on the bucket, she's jumping back. So I literally had Masi on my back and walked back the whole well, man, and I had scars. I think that was one of the craziest where I'm and it's very wet, right? You have a lot of algae growing and you're slipping and you're slipping and you're slipping, and every 4-5 feet there's a small brim, and every time you get a brim you're like, okay, I've done 3 feet now, another 3 feet, another 3 feet. So I think that was one of the most.
It's like a scene from a movie. Without any ropes.
Yeah.
Without any ropes.
We had multiple. The other time I was in a big factory and I kept these big pipes. Okay? And my friend called me, he just picked up snake rescue and he said, sir, this cobra is massive. You only have to come and catch. So I'm like, wow, let's go. And we went all the way and I kept these pipes, maybe 4 feet pipes, and they stacked up the pipes and the snake is there. I went down and I saw mid body of the pipe. And I caught the snake and I'm trying to pull out and it's moving. So I thought I'll get the tail. It's going like this. I'll hold the tail and put. I'm holding and I'm looking at the tail and boom, the head comes up and right here, man. So he's coming in the backwards. He can't go that side. So the snake, I thought is gone here. No, he's gone like this and I'm holding and he's coming backwards and he hooded up, bro. I think that was a very close call. And I'm like, whoa, balls in your pants, like.
Man, I don't know how you get the guts to do that. I mean, for me, if someone asks me what's the craziest thing you've ever done, I'll say this. And say sat amongst Emus once, and they'll clap also.
Yeah.
I see you've built a nice team here. Prashant is here. Prashant, right? Prashant is here. I met Akshay. And the girl I met outside.
Simran, Rimpa, Bharti.
Sweet people. Why did these guys agree to work with you?
They're mad, bro. Making a difference.
But how did you find most of these people? How many people in the team?
We hit almost 50 right now, man.
50?
Yeah, not only in Prani, even all my projects. We hit 50, man. Yeah. 50, no? Yeah. Easily, yeah. Here only 50 actually.
Including all of the staff.
Yeah, so I have other teams also who does different stuff.
Who are some of the folks who have really
Some of the pillars of this place has been Akshay.
Okay, Akshay I met, yeah.
Yeah, he walked in when he was 16 and he wanted to give me a hooded rat. He had a rat which was his pet and I had a couple of snakes and I had not found rats to feed. And he came in and he said, there's a hooded rat and I want to give it to you and you have to take care of it. In my head is I'm going to take it and feed it to my snake. Thank God somebody has come. And he made sure that I could not do it. So I'm like, who is this guy? So that's how me and Akshay met. And then I'm like, so we kept the hooded rat. Otherwise any of those rats would have got feeding for our animals. And then he came on board and it took us 2-3 months to convert him into running this place and all, and then he took off and he's been here from the last 6-7 years.
Apart from Akshay,
we have Ashokana, who is a very solid team because the health and hygiene is very important. See, there's no flies, there's no much of smell.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing I noticed. I expected there'll be a lot of smell.
Yes.
I have not got a single one.
Yes.
From the time I entered.
Yes. And you entered at 7:30. Yeah. Still it was cleaning. At that time itself you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So I think that is a solid Ashokana team which has done it. 3, I would also say that this place and the so many people and like the villages, the landowners.
They're sweet.
This is not even my land, bro.
Yeah, I mean you've set it up.
Yeah. Okay. So all of them are like, wow. I think they're all big pillars. Yeah.
Sure. Cops have never fucked around here?
They've come a couple of times, but we have been very clear. What we do is we always welcome inside and say, you come see what we do and then you talk to us. So multiple cops have come. Then they'll see, I say, go get your children and come, they'll have a different experience. And we are also free for cops. So we get calls from different stations and that also built a rapport.
Good scene, no?
Yeah, very good scene. Recently I was there on my Scorpion, put one full big drum and one ladder and all, and I'm going and one guy full running, he came, stopped and all. Then he saw Prani avara? Oh, Prani idea kokta dira? Okay. We were like, wow, bro, that is something where, no calls, nothing. You see our logo and he's like, oh, all this jugaad is for catching some animal only, go, Like
so you have good pull basically.
I would say pull. But yeah, if somebody tries to mess around with us,
you know where to go and what to do.
I mean, if that is not there, it becomes a challenge again. Because people will be walking. We have had big trouble here. They stole our dogs. Like that, if you want to talk some of the secrets and all, we had to literally tell 16-17 guys, bro. Big issue. They'll come night. Oh, this is my land.
They'll come try to steal.
No steal. They've come with 5 boys and I want to party here. What are you going to tell them?
Because they are locals.
I want to come party here, open the kitchen. What are you going to tell them?
They want to drink and...
Yeah, a lot of times that has happened and we have given them back. That we have only not drunk yet. How can we get you drinking?
True. Lovely, man. There's, 1.5 hours obviously can't do justice to your whole story. Of course, hoping we do this again sometime. We're going to walk around now, of course. This is not the end of it.
Yes.
But I would say thank you, first of all, before we walk around. Yeah, thank you, man. Like, this is one of those stories that, see, my vision was always that, right? Like, try to do what is natural to you. If you're trying to do what is natural to you, then it's better. It's a better life.
Absolutely.
It's not, by the way, it's not just better for yourself, it's better for the people around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you follow what is natural to you, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping so many people around you, because in a way that's your purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to believe, like you said, there's so much management which is work, but that's the duty,
Absolutely.
You can't, like, you don't get this or that, you get this and that.
Exactly.
That's just the way things are. So thanks for that. Yeah, crazy meeting you, man. Crazy meeting you. Like, this is so pure to why we started this. Like, this is exactly why we started this, because we know amazing people like you exist, doing amazing things like this, and I want it on record.
Nice.
So thanks for letting us hear.
Thank you, brother.
So we are not in a place where we can document your entire place. I don't think I can do justice to that. But what I'd like to do is maybe pick 2 or 3 real stories or spots you want to go to, and let's
do that.
Let's move.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
These are the savanna monitors.
Okay.
Suddenly, what has happened in India the last...
I shouldn't be worried?
No, don't worry. They're one of the most calmest guys, man. Recently, post-COVID, a big change has happened in India.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, there is, India has made exotic animals legal.
Wow.
So thousands of iguanas, thousands of snakes, thousands of... All these were not here in India if you're taken like 5-6 years back. So during that time, all of these guys came in, and we don't know where it's going to go. It's an industry which is just open. So, a lot of people are picking up different animals right now. And very soon we'll also get a lot of rescues where, these would have escaped, and, it is somebody, has kept it and it's grown too big, and or it's been aggressive and all of that.
Okay. He or she?
This one should be a he.
Okay, does he need to be medicated to stay this calm, is what I'm saying?
No.
No?
We do something called trust building.
Okay.
That's very important.
Okay. So,
No
there's
medication. No.
Okay.
These guys are very, very calm. And first of all, there's no concept of medication to keep an animal calm.
So, there's no animal here that is medicated?
To keep it calm?
Huh.
No, not only here, including in zoos, including in anywhere, nobody would use that kind of... of course, I've heard a little bit happening in Tiger Temple in Thailand, where, they're not medicated, they're drugged it. That I have seen. But otherwise, in India, most of the animals, if you work with them, they're really, really calm, bro. Super calm. Hey, this is also a cool thing. You should see this habitat. This is where the water meets the land. These are called archer fish. Would you believe if I say we have trained our fish?
Is that... what do you train them for?
To spit at people. You want to see? Show no, Prashant.
What are you saying, really?
Yeah.
So what is he giving?
Bugs, beetles, mealworms. Oops.
Whoa. Whoa! Dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
How did you?
They are archer fish. They're known for that. But it's crazy, man, how these fishes can actually aim inside the water, understand reflection, refraction. So these are marsh mangrove fishes.
So they aren't blind, clearly. Like they understand
Up to 9-10
where
feet
they
they
are.
can jump. Up to 9-10 feet. If I would go do that, they would not do it for me. They know Prashant, he's been coming there, so they're very comfortable. If I step in, they'll all just go, who the hell is this new
Yeah?
guy? Yeah. They would all just scatter away.
So Prashant, you feed them and...
Yeah.
Okay. And this is...
All these are live plants. We are trying to mimic, a rainforest, or basically where the river or the water meets the land, where there's always nice.
Which is where they are naturally...
Yes, they're actually from Sundarbans. In India, they're only found in Sundarbans. And when the water level, high tide, low tide, when the low tide comes, there's a lot of salts on top of these leaves. So insects come in. That's when they've evolved to use their gills, mimic their tongue into a cannon and then squeeze water. So they'll go hit an insect and drop the insect into the water, and that's how they eat.
So that's the reason they know how to do that.
Yes.
Damn cool.
So these are guinea pigs. Again, we have like thousands of them which needs to be rescued.
They're damn cute, huh?
Look at them watching. Hey, what is this? Podcast without permission?
So, you were telling me about how the guinea pigs are not natural. So, should we be feeling bad?
Good question. Depends, bro. See, finally, we also need drugs. We also need medicine. We also need all of that. So, if it has been used for something like that, ultimately humans are, going to do it. We can't say, okay, using it for shampoos, natural grow hair policies
Then you're really
on
messing
that.
around.
I would say you're messing around. Again, whatever you see in Prani, please tell people that they are all rescued, and most of them are up for adoption. That means don't come and say, give me an iguana, give me an emu, because we only have 2-3, so otherwise...
But these are up for adoption.
Guinea pigs, ducks, a lot of dogs.
What food can I give them?
Bro, they love their different kind of grass. They also eat wheat bran. They also like a little bit of vegetables. So it's a mixed diet. And again, no commercial aspects. You can come. All we ask you to do is, before coming in here, you build something for them. You understand? That's how you shift to a house.
So you'd
right?
also want to know what is it they're taking them into.
So they have to come in here, do a 4-hour volunteering where we'll teach them how to handle, how to feed, how the enclosure should be, and then they can write a note and take it. So a lot of kids and stuff like that we do. So please don't go buying around pets. And also while you are selecting a sanctuary, you question them. Where did the animals come from? You understand? Then go to a sanctuary. Support a sanctuary who is actually doing ethical work. So, and now because of the business, you'll have 10. So it's your duty to figure out where you want to go.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of terrapins. We should talk about the terrapins also, man. Okay. That's something. People buy these small red ear sliders. They're like these turtles / tortoise, but they're called terrapins. And once they grow big, they go leave it in our lakes and rivers. And these guys eat up most of our natural habitat. I'll show you them first, actually. Come.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is damn cool.
So these are the red ear sliders. They're called red ears because you can see they have like a reddish ear. Yeah. And they're called sliders because they'll be in the edge of water, and when they see any predator, they'll slide into the water. So these are also sold as coin tortoise. They'll be so tiny when they're born, you can buy it for 500-600 rupees. So everybody is like such a cute thing. They'll put it in an aquarium. Within 6 months, it'll go bigger than an aquarium. Then they'll have to go buy a bigger aquarium. And in Bangalore, with no space and stuff like that, they'll be like, ayo, papa, and they'll go dump this in rivers and lakes. We did a cleanup of Yedur Lake once, and we found like 250 of them.
What
Not a single native species of turtles, birds, fish. They eat up everything. They're from South America. So these are certain things which you have to be very careful. Again, please don't buy this. We have hundreds of them. If you have a pond, if you have a big enough space, please adopt them. Yeah, we can give you many.
What food do you give them?
They will love dog food, vegetables, boiled eggs. They're meat eaters basically, fish, shrimp. And we feed them only twice a week.
How old is that one?
Very difficult to say, Baba.
What do you think about the size if you look at it? I mean, does size have a...
No. If you give them a smaller space, they can be 15 years old and they'll only grow this much.
Okay. So size is not really
No.
Do we... I mean, I see the shell is so strong. So if they do die, then is there a use for that?
Yes, other countries they use it, but here we take a oath that anything happens to the animal, it goes and gets buried naturally.
We are not going to commercialize it and...
Because then again I'm promoting something, no? Then you will be like, I also want a shell. The moment you are advertising it, I also want, how will you keep the ethical in control? I might sell like, imagine 5 shells in a year. Natural death.
So there is a rate for that shell?
No, not the rate and all in the market, but you can create it.
You can
because
create
it's
it.
a cool thing, right?
Yeah,
so it's easy to create. This is one of the first animals after Mercy to walk in is Isha and Gabbar.
Isha and?
Gabbar. Relax, they're friends. That here at the back and looking at you. How come you're here? So this, before even Prani was there, no? I had them, bro. In fact, Isha had fallen off inside a gutter.
Hello, friend. Do not... you were saying, sorry.
Isha had fallen off in a gutter. We had to literally go get people, go all the way down, put in a belt, get a crane, lift her up. Then I kept her at home. We didn't have this place, Prani. I kept her home in an empty site. She stayed there and 3-4 days later, this guy walked in. Gabbar just walked in.
Do I need to be scared?
No. See, he's correcting her. Don't do that.
He's correcting her?
Yeah.
Because they are emo-friendly?
They're pairs. Yeah.
Okay.
So then after 3-4 days, he just walked in.
What about Maya?
These are thoroughbreds, bro. Every day, thousands of horses are purchased. They are fed one of the best diets. They will make sure once they are in the right size, if it is a female or a male, they'll measure and stuff like that. Only 1 or 2 would get into the actual racing.
Okay.
Only 1 or 2 would actually get into the breeding. That size, all thrown out. Or either shot or thrown out. So never. Why will I spend 3,000 a day feeding it when there's no use for it? No.
Yes.
And I have 150 horses, man. That's how a stud farm operates, right? Mercy, kill it, shoot it, or donation. And somebody, I'll give you a horse. You will know you'll have a farm. Such a beautiful horse. They're worth lakhs. You'll buy it. Then you will realize.
So what are we spending on Maya for a day?
Here we don't give that high protein diet because we don't want her to run or anything of that. But easily about 1,000 rupees is required for horse. I mean, not a day, I would say for 2-3 days. You know, for what we are feeding. So about
20 grand a month to keep her
healthy. Yes, the bigger bill for her is a farrier. We have to get a pedicure done to her every month. So we have we book a cab all the way from MG Road for a guy to come in here and do her pedicure. Yeah,
for your horse.
Yeah, they're called farriers. They're called farriers. So basically, because we have to make them walk on concrete spaces and stuff like that, they need a horseshoe. Can I show you a horseshoe? Come here, show me your legs. Come here. Come here, give you a massage and show your legs. Come here. Come here, quick, Maya. Come. Come, boo-doo-doos. Come, boo-doo-doos. Good to Papa dogs. Good to, I know the flies today. We'll put in a spray. Show me your legs. Show me your legs slowly. Show. Yes, show. Wait. See? So this whole thing, you know, they come and then they clean up the space, then they add the shoes. It's very important to do that. And you need a trained person. She is 300 and 400 kilos, man. Even by mistake, if she steps on you, you have multiple fractures on your legs. So, and that guy would come, stand, and he would take the leg right here and have and then clean it, hammer it. Oh, very nice. You should see the farrier work.
Maya.
Thank you, good to Popotans. Thank you, good to Popotans. What a lovely.
Who named the sauce?
Yeah.
You.
Lovely animal. Lovely fellow.
Whoa! When did this friend come outside?
He's the most calmest guy we have. His name is Ivan. And they're actually herbivores. Do you know that? They're pure vegetarians.
Ivan looks like he enjoys a joint once in a while. Are these dangerous?
Not at all, bro.
No?
Just feel they're just to show off. You know that he could be dangerous. That's it, like that.
Whoa.
These are called the tulips. For males, they are much bigger. And they kind of showcase this on how big they are and stuff like that. In fact, this guy, if you come see here, he's lost a couple of digits. See here? That's how he was rescued. A lot of people don't know when the iguanas are young, no? They take it home and keep it on the mesh. And these guys would lock their legs in the mesh. So when they're lifting up, no, they just pull it out, their legs and nails pop out, man. So it's very important to, like, you know, figure out how you're handling them.
What do these eat?
They love
What does Ivan eat? Sorry.
They love all their vegetables and greens. Beetroot, beans, keeres, bell peppers, peas. They love all of that. Zucchini.
Sounds like a kid my mom would want.
Yeah.
This jumps or what?
No, he's a very calm guy. Where do you want to
But
go?
can they? I mean,
They can run super fast.
They can run?
Yeah, they can
Okay.
run super fast. And they're also known to fall from great heights. So what these guys
And be
do
fine
is,
with it.
Yeah, be fine with it. 10, 20, 30, 40 feet up, they'll be just resting, and they're known to have a third eye, which is covered up here. So they'll close up, and whenever they get like a bird or something moving, so it's like when you have closed
so
your
it's more
eyes.
sensory.
Yes.
It's more
So the moment they feel there's something like that, then they'll just lose grip and fall down. Where do you want to
Look
go?
at him climbing on
Where do you want
you.
to go? Where do you want to go?
What animals don't get along in Prani?
Only humans. Only humans.
But really, like, there's no, like, one animal not.
Maybe if I take this to the bird enclosure, they'll be scared for 2-3 days. Then they'll come and try and peck and see what he does. 15-20 days, they'll be like, okay, he's also eating, I'm also eating. As simple as well.
Thanks, Sanjeev. I think this was a good note. I think there's a nice note, this nice frame to kind of end this as well.
Ivan has always been the star.
Ivan is amazing. Sanjeev, there's a lot, I think, for us and whoever's watched still here to take away. But full power to your vision.
Thank you,
I really wish the best for you and the team here. I don't think people see the kind of work it takes. I was selling Seal as well, right? I don't think we understand your grind, like, because there is a grind. As much as you spoke about all these other things, the grind is real. You can't deny that. The grind is the grind, but at least you have chosen that. You have chosen your own grind. So, yeah, I don't know if you like that word actually.
No, it's okay.
I don't know if you like that word. I mean the duty part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for letting us in. It's very humbling to be here for sure. Hopefully we make some changes in the way we are looking at life.
Yeah.
And full power to hoping that you continue to educate people and kids.
For
and that Prani's vision should kind of go through with their lives as well.
Very important.
That's the whole thing. So thanks, Sanjeev. Thanks for doing this. This was Sanjeev on a personal note with Adarsh Sakare. This was episode number 109. We enjoyed this. I hope you did too. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
Yes.